Hello and welcome back to God Lives Within. Wednesday, November 8th, 2023. On this channel we cover all things healing, all things ascension, along with currently all things exposing the lies and corruption in the world. And so today's topic is, who can you trust in today's world? Now, when you do your research, and if you do your research, you will be aware that Satan has turned the world upside down, inverted it, to get you to believe all the lies. There's too many to count. They're everywhere. This is done on purpose. This is done by the Satanists, by the Jesuits, who pretend to be Christians, who pretend to have your best interest at heart, who pretend to know the way, or teach you the way, or program, or indoctrinate, or brainwash the way to you. Now, as I've told you before in prior videos, 99% of the world's resources are owned by 1% of the people. These people are the quote-unquote bloodline families. The descendants of Cain. Ever since history is recorded, I guess you would say, or the Bible was written, there have been two paths. There's been a left hand path, which is your left brain, the path of Cain, and there's a right brain path. The path of Abel, his brother. Cain and Abel. Now, what happened with Cain and Abel in the Bible? An allegory. A very good allegory, by the way. Very good metaphor. Because Cain ate Abel, right? In the Bible. And at that time, not only did he eat his brother, a word was invented. Cannibal. Cain ate Abel. Cannibal. But Cain went on to serve a different master than Abel. The left brain path serves the world, serves money, serves riches, serves owning everything, serves leaving others out in the cold, serves having more than the next man, serves I'll do anything, including eat my brother, to get what I want. And Abel was a loyal servant to God. Therefore was, just like Jesus in the Bible, a sacrifice because of this devotion to God. Now, the descendants of Cain, the Canaanites, went on to conquer the world. To this day, they keep all the money in the bloodline. They keep all the possessions, all the material things they have collected in the bloodline, art, knowledge, because they don't have wisdom. They're not connected to God. Land, everything. They own every freaking thing. They own the media. They own your government now. They have infiltrated your government. If that doesn't tell you how powerful they are. One family, Genovese, owns the Pentagon. Another family, the Colombs, the Collins family, owns Washington, D.C. You're great, Washington, D.C. All these families are forced to a place called Phoenicia. They are the Phoenicians. They live on an island which doesn't subject them to the laws of the land, the laws of God. God owns the land. They might have a written statement saying they own all these properties, but ultimately God owns the land, and God will show them He owns the land by taking away everything they've worked for centuries to steal, to kill, to have wars funded by both sides by them in order for them to make money off the wars, in order for them to move into that country and take the resources, in order for them to bring the UN in to rape, pillage, and cause destruction to the land, to the people. These bloodline families own it all, including the figureheads you see in government. There have been very few presidents in the U.S. During my lifetime that haven't been controlled in some fashion or another. I would say JFK wasn't, and I would say Donald Trump wasn't. I would say Ronald Reagan was trying not to be, but didn't have the power to stop it. That's about it in my lifetime. And a while before my lifetime, since the Federal Reserve and since the Organic Act of 1871. Now, because they own every freaking thing in the world, what does God tell you in the Bible? That Satan rules the world, right? And everything in it. This is why He says that. These people, whether Satan's real or not, or a metaphor or an actual demon, worship Satan. So whether you do believe this, whether it's real, doesn't matter. They worship Him. They send sacrifices. They believe in it. Now, we'll get into later what all that means and what they really worship and how it works. They use astrology against God. We'll go into everything, but trying to stay on topic. So, as such, these people own all the media, the government, the Rockefeller medicine. He's one of your U.S. bloodline families, the Rockefellers. They own the Federal Reserve. They print the money. your Rothschilds and such. They have figureheads everywhere. They have levels and levels all the way down to the city and state and county level. They have operatives, basically. People like George Soros, putting all his cash money a few years back into a political organization. So that's his side. That's what he does. The Rothschilds is banking and money. That's what they do. That's how they steal your money. The Rothschilds conquered multiple countries, set up banking in multiple countries, funded wars in too many countries. And that's how that's their area that they lord over. If you probably have heard Lord Rothschild, they crown themselves lords. This is why they're ruling over that sector. You don't know who George Soros or the Rothschilds are. There's many Rothschilds, so you're gonna have to do some research. Jacob Rothschild's probably the one that is the highest up, really. At this point, he's getting up there in age, but they stay hidden for the most part. They'll do a few interviews here and there to make them look good, but they stay hidden. But like I was saying, Soros put all his billions into a political organization. I can't recall the name right now. I probably won't look it up because I don't really even care anymore. I know who they are and I know what they're doing. I don't need to know their names anymore. God's going to take care of the rest. So, like I was saying, government, media, FDA, UN, CDC, IMF, BIS, IMF, International Monetary Fund, Bank of International Settlements, runs the banking sector. So all these, World Economic Forum, all these organizations created are owned by the elites. Not only do they own those, they own the corporations underneath them. And together, all these institutions, NIH, or whatever it is now, National Health, wherever Fauci came from, they own all those and make policy. And then they own the corporations that enforce the policy. You can't come in my store unless you have a mask on. You can't come in my store and stand too close to somebody. Matter of fact, if you haven't gotten the jab, you can't come in my store at all. You can't eat here. You can't stay here. You can't work here. That's how they do it. That is their plan. That is why they're all connected, in order to enforce their plan in a covert way. It's a very good plan. Satan, or these demons that are walking the earth, are very very powerful, very knowledgeable. And so, now that you know that they have control of your government, they're stealing your money through taxes, they own all the land, all the corporations, they print the money. In fact, some of them are quadrillionaires. The Pessoa family. We know who you are. It's not hidden anymore. It's coming out. All of it. You can't hide anymore. Or you can go to your little caves in the mountains and try to hide, but God knows where you are. Good luck. When the earth starts shaking uncontrollably, you're going to get stuck in those little caves you built. So good luck. And I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of death. I have eternal life. You cannot kill me. I would just cross over to a way better place. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I do God's work. To help people, whoever you are listening, whoever you are suffering, whoever you are in need of help. This is why I'm doing it. I'm almost to 100 videos with 18 subscribers because I'm being shadow banned. Doesn't seem like it's stopping me. I'm averaging 5 videos a day at this point because I don't have a job, so I can focus on it. Because I gave up opportunities to work, to focus on God's work. I'm doing this for God, and I'm doing this for you, people that are suffering. So, who can you trust? Ultimately was the topic of the discussion. I'd say it's very simple. If all the world is owned by Satan, you can't really trust anyone at this point. The amount of mind control, in the news, in your government, in those secret chambers where they do satanic spells, witchcraft and black magic. You have but one choice left. That's God. Now, how do I access God? As I told you, there's a left brain path and a right brain path. Cain ate Abel. Cannibal. Do you want to be a cannibal? Satanism thrives off cannibalism, especially from the young, innocent, the purest blood. I want to say a word that'll help you research, but I don't think I can on this video due to YouTube's censorship. Thank you, YouTube. You're really good Satanists. So who can you trust? How do you get there? There's a left brain path, a right brain path. Right brain is your 93% of your intellect that comes in by the way of God through the universe. The left brain path is 10 to, I would say 7%, really. Not even. It's what we can conjure up through thinking, through the world, through what the world feeds us, through what the world shows us. It's the conclusions you can come to by it's just the conclusions, it's the thinking and the conclusions you come to by way of the world. Let's just put it that way. So, you can't trust anyone anymore. It's the state of the world. We are at war, a spiritual war. It's God versus Satan at this point. Whether he's real or not, people that own the world worship him. They have a lot of power. They have all the money. They own all the corporations. They've infiltrated every fraternity, society there is. The Masons, by the Jesuits, and the Satanists. They have all the land. Most people, like you and me, have to rent. And the ones that do own land don't realize the underwriting that's in their contracts. But really, the Queen owns your land. And the Vatican has control of your soul. Because you believe in lies, you're separated from God. You believe the world is spinning around at 800,000 miles an hour, yet I'm not feeling any spinning. Are you? Not only is it spinning that fast, it's going around the sun at 800,000 miles, spinning itself on its axis. It's going around the universe at even further rates of speed. Like, give me a break. If that were the case, we would have been destroyed by asteroids a long, long time ago. God has us protected here on Earth. Earth is supposed to be a sanctuary of peace and love and of joy, of happiness. Unconditional love is what I was looking for. Sorry, I blanked. Earth, God has us protected. There is a dome over the earth. Can't see it. It's an electromagnetic force field. And I know you're not you're not going to believe this kind of stuff because you've been conditioned with the lies. You've been conditioned with brainwash. Not your fault. But it is your duty to research and find the truth. It is your duty to connect to God and find your purpose. And it is your duty to live in that purpose, to raise the frequency of Earth. It's what you were sent here for. Transform as a human being, transform the Earth, and be able to live prosperously, peacefully, and happily on the new Earth. So who can you trust? Yourself. When you go within, when you do meditation, when you take care of self, your temple, your body, your technology God sent you here with, that will heal itself, regenerate itself. Once you go calm and still your mind, subdue the ego, God comes in with messages. God enlightens you. That's why we're called enlightened beings. He enlightens you with knowledge that you turn into wisdom through experience of living your truth, speaking your truth. And this is the way it works. That is all for this message. It's gone on a little too long. Thank you for listening. I love you. God loves you more. That's why I do what I do. That's why God does what He's doing right now. You're going to continue to see a world in shambles, and it's going to get worse and worse until ultimately either God acts Himself or God's people take control of this earth. There's no other way around it. God said the meek shall inherit the earth. He meant it. I thank you for listening. Till next time, God lives within. You just got to go find Him.